I'm listening to this interview, this little snippet a little while ago, and as I'm listening, I'm realizing something in my mind, and I've been thinking about it, and it's really something that I, contemplate regularly. Just what am I thinking on? Like, what's helping me and what's hindering me? And, I've spoke about motives before and just how important those are. And to really be able to identify what our real motives are is one step in that process. And that, I believe, is one of the most significant hindrances, the ability to identify what our motives is. I've worked with so many people that they come and tell me one thing, and their motive is really something else. And sometimes they know that their motive is something else, but what I found is that many times, even if they have an ulterior motive to accomplishing a goal, but they tell me something different that they think I might want to hear in order for me to work with them and take them on as a client and work with them on their journey. Even in those situations, the real underlying motive is still not known, because if it was, then that wouldn't be what they think their motive is, or what their superficial motive is. It wouldn't even be. So as I'm driving right now, I'm thinking about it and thinking about the things that God has put on my heart to do, and things that have been difficult to step out and do. Not the act of them, but doing them. Like, what's blocking it? And it goes back to this motive. And I'm realizing that as I'm listening to this individual, that my mind is building up is responding with, how could I ever do that? Like, that's the response that my mind has. That's automatic in regards to this. And I realize that when I see that thing, or someone doing that thing, or something that seems similar, or just something that is beneficial, that I have the tendency to think, how am I ever going to do that? This impossibility mindset, and that's an issue. And how it came up was through an emotion. Like, I experienced an emotion, and then my question is, why do I feel like that? And sometimes that emotion is something that is kind of unexplainable. Have you heard the phrase, feel some kind of way? The individual doesn't have the ability to articulate what it is. And sometimes the enemy will bring confusion. Just confusion alone can stop us from being able to move forward, because there's no clear objective, there's no clear goal. And so I want to, and I'm sharing this with you because I'm not the only one. And I want to encourage you to take time. We have to do the pause, We have to have a pause, because if there's so much chaos in our mind, and mind you, I'm going to say this, some individuals don't want the noise to quiet down because they don't want to address what the real issue is. And that life will definitely be a life of self-destruction, because whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever affects us, the things on the outside and the things that are allowed to come in, whether it's something that we eat or drink, or something that we think, it's having an effect on our life. Matter of fact, the things that we eat and drink are because, or are a response of the things that we've been thinking. Our thoughts lead us to do the things that we do that are not helpful, and the things that are helpful. And so if you don't want to pause long enough to be able to decide, or take out time on a regular basis to put your thoughts out on paper, or to be able to have individuals in your life that really want to talk about real things, and not just planning a vacation, and I like this kind of food, and let's go out, and always busy. So you're continually living in a place of illusion. And oftentimes in that situation, we have a tendency to think that it's the things on the outside that are causing the issue. Well, my child did this, or my husband did this, or my boss did this, or my coworker did, and it's not any of those things, but it's how we feel already on the inside. And that's the example that I'm setting out today is that it was my emotion, you know what I mean? And it was nobody else with me, around me. So I can't blame it on something else or even blame it on the person that I'm listening to. No, it was me. It was something that came from the inside of me, something that was a response. And so now there's something that I need to address because it obviously was a lie. And so let's do this. Let's make a habit of doing this. Slowing down on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to slow down with the Lord. So when you slow down, you pause, which you want to do it at the beginning of the day because that sets the whole course of your day. When you slow down and pause and you sit down, what I do is I sit down and read the word and ask God to show me what it is that I need to see, and then write down those things that are on my heart as I express them to Him. It gives me the ability to identify what I'm doing so then I can address me, because everything else in my day is going to have to do with my experience, is going to be because of me, not somebody else. And so let's do this. Let's slow down. Let's make a habit. Let's make a habit of taking time at the beginning of the day to sit with God and to allow Him to settle us and speak to us and set a foundation and a perspective for our day.